Welcome, everybody, to Excellency's very first Pokemon Unite event. My name is DJ, joined by Catnator to bring you an exciting day for us all. Yes, the spectator was stripped of us after 2 days, but we have got the guts, we've got the staff, we've got the commitment to bring you the very first Pokemon Unite stream that we possibly can, and I am thrilled to be here to cast it. I mean, what a time to be alive, Catnator. A Pokemon MOBA. Who would have thought?
Oh, who would have thought indeed, but I'm so glad that it did come to us. I mean, oh, it's so cool. It plays so well, genuinely way better than I thought it would, especially to be a game that was designed on the Switch. I mean, targeting is a little questionable sometimes, but the thing that these players are able to pull off in a game that's on your console is super, super impressive. I think it ends up being a very, very competitive game. And with the rise of games like Wild Rift and just mobile esports in general, I think it's got a potential for a pretty, pretty bright future.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I've been very happy with the game myself. I really like where it started, and it's been a super, super fun experience. The 10-minute game times are pretty nice as well. So a lot of things going for Pokemon Unite and a lot of fervor around this new game. But today, of course, we are bringing you a best of 5 between our first 2 teams ever in Pokemon United Excellency. Let's run down the player names real quick here. On the, I believe, blue side or green side, is it? On the left side, it'll be Knighted, Forgotten Turtle, Brennan, Nick CS, and Coxie going up against First Knight of Knee, Doom Lasers, Improfit, Sove Danum, and Fed on the other side. So super excited to see these two. Our highest ranked player in the lobby is Knighted. He's a master tier player already. So props to you, Knighted. You have been on it for the last couple of weeks, already rising up, but pretty balanced teams overall, Catnator. We should be able to see a lot of exciting plays from multiple members.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Knighted has absolutely been grinding the game. Gonna be one to look out for 100%. But teams pretty balanced overall. Other than that, we've got a couple veteran players in here. We've got some experts. It's gonna come down to maybe team play here for team 2, which is gonna be Team Park Ball, and they're up against, of course, Team Dive Ball, which is Team 1. So Team Dive Ball being that blue team, and then Team Park Ball being the yellow. You'll see that a little bit later on as we get through into the actual matchups. But yeah, these teams fairly balanced. I think it's a matter of if these guys can shut down Knighted, who is absolutely going to be out of his mind today.
Yeah, Knighted should be the player to watch out for, but a lot of talent and a lot of expectation. Let's talk a little bit about what we might expect coming out, Catnator. I know trying to sort of preempt draft might be a little bit much, but are there any Pokemon that you're kind of looking out for or excited to see on this very first day?
I'm interested to see if Venusaur gets any more love. It's been a pick that hasn't really been huge as of late, but now that this patch has just rolled through 2 days ago, a lot of buffs going that way. I'm interested to see if anyone wants to pick it up. I think Wigglytuff is definitely a very, very good Pokemon now, getting a little bit of a buff as well. And then, of course, those basic junglers, either that Gengar, the Zera, you almost have to put them on your team. They're just so effective. They close distance so quickly, and they really do shake up fights. Maybe the Eldergloss for support. That is super up in the air, though. A lot of these Pokemon, aside from those just recently getting buffed, have been pretty fairly played, pretty well mixed. So these guys have a lot of options to play with. They can kind of do whatever they want. Just more comfort picks as we're this early into the game's release.
Yeah, probably would be the expectation. Work with what you've been playing. Speaking of which, Catnator, what have you been playing to climb up the ladder? What's been your pick of the poison to help you with your Pokemon Unite success?
Well, see, I'm still pretty low ranked. You know, I'm still playing around just the first opening classes. So I've got to go with junglers, of course, because I think in this game specifically, it can be so important to get that early advantage, and it really can shake up lanes. You can dominate lanes so quickly if you have a good jungler or a good central area player, if you will. So I've been playing Zera, I've been playing Gengar, I've been getting in there, I've been ganking so hard, and then if I lose, it's just because my teammates can't handle the lane pressure.
Always, right? You know, it's never jungle diff. It never in all of time has it been jungle diff. I don't know what game we would ever be talking about that would have that phrase, but that's it. You know, it's not here, not a Pokemon Unite thing. So definitely lane diff is the term that you'll be hearing a lot from us, and I'm sure for the rest of Pokemon Unite as it does kind of grow up in the scene. Are still waiting to hear when the game is going to get started. Of course, no draft phase that we have like in League of Legends, so we'll be hopping right in when the players are ready, Catnators. So we've kind of broken it down a little bit. You know, maybe let's look through the general game for those that are new to Pokemon Unite and places to look for in the early game. You know, where are we playing around? Kind of where do you think some of these teams will be focusing on as this game does play out?
Okay, so as we get started in the laning phase, there are 2 creeps that spawn on either side, and then you go down and you get your other 2. So for laners in specific, it's just a matter of farming early. It's really even, completely even, so there's no advantage to either side of the map unless somebody just gets stuck in spawn a little bit too long, which honestly in a game that's only 10 minutes long can be the difference. But it really comes down to your central area player goes in, they grab both buffs from the first 2 camps, which those first 2 camps, one of them is going to give you, I believe, an attack buff, and the other will give you a speed buff. So you go through, you clear those camps, and then you go down to either your top or your bottom lane. You try to gain some control and then score your first dunks, which will get you ahead in points just a little bit. And then as you advance farther into the game, there are 2 side quests that spawn, which you consider like if you're a League of Legends player, your Baron or your Dragon, which is going to be Rhydon, and I believe it's
Dreadnought?
I'm blanking on the name. Yeah, and Dreadnought on the bottom. Dreadnought going to be those shields, which is going to be equivalent to your Dragon, and then Dreadnought is going to debuff the tower or the goal that you're trying to score on down the lane. So there is advantages to playing top and bottom lane. There is something to team fight for. It's just a matter if we see that in the game. And then, of course, into the late game, in the middle of the map is Zapdos, which is the equivalent of your Baron, which is an absolutely massive power up. It makes all the difference in the game. It gives everybody on the team a massive pot of points, so everybody can grab 50 straight off the bat. And then you also get those debuff towers once again. So basically you go through and you can score double points. It's great for catching up, but if you're already ahead and your leveling is nuts and you win that team fight, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, Zapdos, really the big elephant in the room, the big Baron, so to speak, and the big objective at the end of the map. I cannot tell you how many times, Catnator, my games have already been thrown from a 300-point advantage when we give up that Zapdos. So that will definitely be a big point of pressure later on in the game. Do remember that these are timed matches. These do not count up like League of Legends. 10 minutes, all you're going to get to make the difference in this series. Again, a best of 5 between Team Dive Ball and Team Park Ball. Still waiting on the start of the game. Of course, do want to apologize for any delays. I have to bear with us as this is the very first Pokemon Unite stream without a spectator. A lot of this has been done by hand by our loving production crews. So are still working through those to get us into our very first game. So let's just talk a little bit about kind of what we like about this new game, Catnator. Kind of what stands out to you? What are some things you've enjoyed as you've started your Pokemon Unite journey to be the best that no one ever was?
I've really enjoyed how balanced things have felt. I mean, there's definitely times where I think speedsters have been ridiculously effective, but aside from some of the class differences and the need to have certain Pokemon on your team, I think it makes sense to have a specific class that you need to have a well-rounded team. There's even the alert in lobby that'll tell you, like, if you need a defender, get a defender, stuff like that. I think in terms of classes, there's at least one good Pokemon to pull out. I think in general, it allows these players a lot of options because I think there are tons of options, which is really impressive how many Pokemon are just already in this game and they're already releasing more, but they're pretty well balanced. I mean, you can play whoever you want. You don't really have to worry about it.
Options are always good. It has been very fun for me to have multiple classes to play. Personally, I hate playing defenders right now because if I don't have agency, I feel like we just lose the game sometimes because
Oh,
I think I'm
absolutely.
even lower ranked than you are at the moment, Cat. I haven't had quite the time to climb up there despite the outward appearance. Maybe I am more like Ash than I would like to. I'd like to imagine, Cat Nader. Unfortunately, for all those out there, if you think Ash is a good trainer, go back and watch the series. He's not. He's bad. Be like Red. You'll be better.
Come on, man. The Pokemon fans mauling in the chat at this point. I actually can't believe this. I will say though, as you grind up, if you're not purchasing things early on, at least, you really do have to throw hours in there. You got to be like Knighted, because there are a couple items that you hold in your hand for the initial game. You get 3 once you unlock all the slots, and those give you buffs to either your attack speed, your critical attack rate, XP gain throughout the match, and things like that. Then there's also the item that you get during the actual match, which at the start, the first one you get is the potion, which will give you health if you use it. And I charge us like every 30 seconds or something like that. And then if you're familiar with League, there is an item called Flash, which is the eject button in Pokemon Unite. And it absolutely is a must-have item when you unlock it, but it's a matter of getting to unlock it first.
Yeah, those held items, essentially your summoner spell for the game, if we would. And you do need to unlock those as time does go on. So really the biggest gating mechanic I think we've seen so far. Hopefully everyone in this current lobby doesn't have that problem. But hey, if you don't have a eject button, you can just be like me and play Snorlax. Right? And you just go something else. You don't necessarily need a eject button. You just eat those berries and land on some people, throw around your heavy slam. You can even go yawn if you want to be our lazy Saturday selves. You got plenty of options, like you were saying earlier, for how you do want to play the game. So even if we don't see all those summoner spells just yet, our players should have the capability to impact the game still. The bigger question and sort of the bigger gating is around the held items, which do require that buffing.
Yeah.
I think even some of our higher ranked players might not quite have that. As my camera, I get that, man, the Cubby curse it never goes away, ladies and gentlemen. It is always here for me.
Also, if you don't have those items, you can always play a speedster, or even on your Snorlax, as you talked about, he's got that heavy slam option, and you can use it if you set your controls up right to be able to freely move your targeting and target away from your opponent, and you can almost use it as a sort of flash. You can use it at the very least to just get away. The same way as you see maybe someone Triss rocket jumping themselves out of a fight. It's the same aspect there. So there are still some options, especially that's why it's nice to play speedsters if you're lower level, because Zero has so much movement ability, and you can use that as its own sort of flash, and it gives you an ability to still get away, even if you don't have all those items. But it's a lot in the air for sure. I'm interested to see what the actual playstyle ends up looking like, because I don't think there's obviously been no competitions. We're out here trying to pull up the first one just to see what it's going to look like in an absolutely scrappy landscape. But man, it's been impressive what this production team has put together. It's impressive the work that went into it, the little sewing the stitches together to make this happen. I'm really excited to get into it for one. I will ask you, what do you think the strategy is going to be for these teams? Do you think they're actually going to go play for objectives, or do you think it's more a matter of just winning team fights?
I think in a 5v5 setting, they'll be playing for objectives. I think particularly with, Knighted on one team, and I believe it is First Knight of Knee, who's expert 2 on the other team. They'll have some good guiding hands to send them to these objectives. I think, of course, Dreadnought will be a big point of contention in the game in particular. I also think the Vespiquen camps, I think Knighted and First Knight of Knee will know how valuable those are. So I do expect a good amount of grouping. And I expect those leaders to kind of be roping in the rest of the team if they're not in the right position, whipping them into shape. But I would expect some nice coordinated moves here today, Catnator. And I'm looking forward to see what these teams can pull out with very little practice time, right? They're not actually on a team. They're just friends who may or may not have played together. So I expect some. We'll see how coordinated it can get. And I do think that'll have a big impact on the outcome of the game.
Oh, for sure. Coordination is going to be huge here. And lack of mistake in that coordination, too. It's only a 10-minute game. There's only so many fights you can lose before the whole ship starts to sink. So if these teams can mesh well, how fast they can adapt. We know someone like Knighted's going to be able to make stuff happen rather quickly because, I mean, obviously he's got that massive levels of experience. But, I mean, who's to say? Really, there's no way to know until you actually hop into things. But I will say through my rank games, if you don't know what you're doing, things are so difficult, especially when your teammates don't know what they're doing. Like I'm telling you, it's never me. I'd be so much higher ranked if I just had better teammates.
I actually don't disagree. I actually don't disagree with you on this one, Cat. It can be frustrating to play, in that 5v5 set. We already know it's frustrating in League of Legends, but you get more time to fix your mistakes when you're not on a 10-minute timer. So I actually hard agree with you, but of course, people still getting used to the game and maybe just sort of the new game curse coming out, as I don't think Pokemon fans may be quite used to the MOBA environment. That being said, we are having some issues with the RMTP servers at the moment, trying to get the stream up and running. So we are going to throw it to a brief intermission. Again, we apologize for some of these issues. It is the very first Pokemon Unite stream that I have seen without a spectator. So we do have some hiccups to work through. We do appreciate you staying patient with us, and we will try to give you updates in a few minutes if we have not solved the issue. But until then, stick around, grab some snacks. We will be right back here at Excellency with Pokemon Unite. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for your patience and thank you for participating in the poll. I am obviously wearing the right outfit for today, Catnator. We got the nice 69 clean votes in for Snorlax's chat's favorite Pokemon. So let's literally go, baby. Let's literally go. We have found a bit of a solution for our RTMP issues, Catnator, and I do believe we should be getting into game very, very shortly. So extremely excited to be able to bring you this Pokemon Unite action, but we got to talk about the thick boy Snorlax here running away with the poll. Who did you vote for, Catnator?
Man, I voted for Cinderace, bro.
I did too.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You were a little too hype on this. I feel like you just voted with points. I feel like you're lying to me.
No, I'm telling you, man, you got to believe me. I voted one vote for Cinderace. I am an honorable pollster here. We do not, this isn't no American government stuff here, man. We are honest at the polls. It is Cinderace one trick up the ladder for me. That was my vote. So someone else out here is a big, thick Snorlax fan.
Fair. Okay, but did you vote off of who you play in game, or did you vote off of who you like better as a Pokemon?
I voted off of who I like playing in game right now. And I really like playing Cinderace right now. I think it's super, super fun. I am an AD carry in League of Legends, so the auto-attacking style really suits me, Catnator.
Now, I'm the exact same way. I think Cinderace is really fun to play. I think he's very, very strong and has been since the game came out. And I also play ADC. I play a lot of Caitlyn, so I see a lot of similarities in Cinderace. He's super fun to play for me. But if we're going off of like actual Pokemon, Snorlax is a big cuddly little thing, you know. So I'm huge on Snorlax. I think I'd definitely choose him over Cinderace any day.
Yeah, he is all nice and cuddly. This onesie's very warm. It's great in the winter. Maybe not so much in the summer. We'll see how I'm feeling at the end of the series, Catnator. Once again, though, we are still waiting to get into the series, just waiting to hear from our production. So again, we apologize for the delays. It is a tricky thing to start, but I think we shouldn't be that far away. We're just waiting on the players to get into game here. We've talked about... Oh, we're in game. Okay, we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. So I think we're going to transition. And there we go. We are finally into game. Once again, you can see Team Dive on the left side. This is Nighted's team. You can see Toadstep in the jungle up against Team Park. And what are we looking at already, Catnator, as Toadstep's walking into top lane?
Right now, things pretty standard. You see those junglers both coming down. Besides, Toadstep's going to try to help on this push to the bottom lane. But that is indeed going to be... I believe Dunk Squirrely. I'm not quite sure if they got him yet or not. The top lane going to push themselves up as well. That's the double kill, and that's going to guarantee those first dunks. So they're getting themselves on the board early. Pikachu, such a strong Pokemon in this game. Toadstep stepping a little too far. He's got to be careful not to get caught up by this Snorlax here. Luckily, he's going to rest, which gives him time to kill this Pikachu. And now suddenly the team is back. But can they win the fight is the question. They should be able to. The Snorlax, no shot. He's getting away. He's just too big. And just like that, you see how quickly fights can turn in a game like Unite if you just catch people out at the right time.
Everybody's favorite thick boy has fallen in the top side of the map. Despite the positive start from Team Park, it is now Team Dive turning it back around a bit. They've picked up the Vespiquen camp. Now one more KO happening in the bot lane as they're still following Toadstep. It is just action all over the place. This is what we love about this game, Catnator. You cannot look away for a second or someone is going down.
Oh, absolutely not. There's so much action going to be happening this whole game here. Definitely try to pay a little bit of attention to the top left of your screen throughout this broadcast, as it is going to be absolutely amplified. Toadstep getting absolutely caught out here. That's a perfect play. You see that Pikachu sneak out of the bush and get the job done. Trying to run back onto the top side. You see the squad trying to get themselves away, get some space made once again. And that's really what this game is. It's a lot of poke early until you finally get a chance to dive. As of late, we've seen a lot more camping over towards the foliage, and it's been working out. So trying to go for a dunk, not having the points to do so though. Gonna go farm once again, and we're in a little bit of a standstill for the moment being.
Yeah, just a little bit of quiet, although in 9 seconds you can see the critical objectives are coming up. I'm a little surprised to see Profit and Soav up here. A big dunk from Prophet may be the reason, but Dreadnought is up, and you can already see a lot of members from Team Park are already down there. I think all 4 or 5 are down there, as maybe Rotom becomes the target. Yeah, Soav's going to start it. They may try to trade.
Yeah, this is tough for Soav, especially if this team needs the help. Hopefully Team Park isn't going to need him down to the bottom of this fight here on bot lane, but it's going to be so much harder to fight in this 5v4. Team Dive doing their absolute best to hold it off. A chance to grab, if they can grab Rotom and Dreadnought, though, that'd be absolutely huge. It would start a massive advantage for them, especially because they're down in points right now after those first couple dunks coming through on the top side. They did manage to get one back, but is that going to be enough for them? A ton of ultimates coming up now, which should actually help Team Dive maybe secure this one. They've got Rotom as well, so I'll have a chance to come down to the bottom lane to help out. There's one kill netted by the Snorlax there. Gonna find a goal off of the Dreadnought, which is gonna give them a lot of room early. Switching to this fight onto the bottom lane. The Unite moves. They're gonna have him through in just a minute. One more level is gonna be needed from the Cinderace, trying to get away from this fight. Does manage to clear some space, but this fight very much far from over, and you can see Team Park now turning the tides. They throw out the Unite moves, the shield comes up, and the dunks at the very least are going to get in. Snorlax diving through that Flux Zone that's now gone thanks to the destroyed goal. Everybody having to back up here. A huge team fight turned by Team Park.
Team Park getting it done around the Dreadnought. Again, it was a bit of a split effort from Team Dive. They did get the Rotom, but they are punished for it. Beautiful engage from Team Park as they dive between the rings. They get the points, they get the Dreadnought, and they get the team fight to boot. Lovely stuff. United and Co. They're going to have to turn this one around again at the next objective. Again, they are 2 minutes between objectives, so be looking for that timer here in about a minute 30, around that 3:30 mark. But as it is, they still need to dunk a lot of these points on this top. So you can see 40 sitting on the Snorlax for Team Park at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so critical that the Snorlax doesn't waste too much time. Having that many points, it is a mechanic of this game. If you are to die with the points, they do have to then get dropped from the inventory, and the other team is able to then go pick them up. So it's going to be important that they find a way to try to get a goal here. I'd say the best choice for them maybe is to head to the bottom lane and score that way. And we got 40 points on the top as well. This should almost certainly be a team fight. It's going to be a huge point advantage coming through. Oh, this hinge! The whole bottom side is going to come up here now to fight in the jungle. The Cinderace caught out. Run! The Speedster clears the distance so quickly. Knight's got one, but not looking for the Snorlax. That 40 points. The bounty on the head, they see it now, and Knight is pushing it so hard. Fed's there to boot. The Unite move going to come through. The shield's going to help, but who is going to come to your aid if you're this Snorlax? Absolutely nobody, but it's a pinch from Team Dive all the way through to the jungle here, and this Pikachu should almost certainly be able to clear up the job. Knight's back to help. He's been hungry for this kill, and finally gets the spoils of the war.
Points. Look at all those points, Catinator, that just get dropped there. That is devastating as the second Dreadnought has spawned. Top lane, though, Rotom has been taken. The Dreadnought goes down in an instant for Team Park. Now they can potentially use that to win the fight while the members of Team Dive, they are pushing for this base. Coxie trying to allow Rotom to get there. Shouldn't have a problem. Coxie trying to block it. I don't think this will work out in the long run, but he is buying a lot of time for Team Park at the moment. So much CC between Soab and Coxie. Rotom can't get to the base. They can't take advantage of this at the moment. They need to make something break Team Park on the bottom side. They are trying so hard, juggling around that objective, that ring. Oh my god, this is the tank fight. This is a support fight we see in League of Legends. Catinator, they can't do anything to each other.
The Swab really just trying to get
oh no,
to base, but now Toadstep finally gonna come through. Oh my god, Toadstep, he found both! Wait, he found both! Are you kidding me? Swab finds both. He gets the power up. He's going to get the extra points as well. That could be the difference, and it's all while we got a team fight on the bottom lane, which is now being won by Team Dive. They push it forward. The stun comes through. They've got one onto the Edge Gloss, and they've got the second onto Cinderace. That's almost certainly going to be the end of this basket as they'll head their way forward, and now a huge advantage from Team Dive off of a massive double kill from Soav in the top lane.
Oh my God, what a hero. So I was just joking that they weren't going to be able to kill anyone. Then it's the Absol coming up to bust it all up, and they die. So just outplays them entirely. Now Team Dive should be in full control of this game, Catinator. They still have their top ring. There it is. You can see it. There is a huge lead now in the works for Team Dive, and really, with 2 minutes left, all they have to do is defend this Zapdos where everyone is starting to hover around.
Yeah, this is going to be the last chance here from Team Park. They've got to be able to win this. If they win this, they're going to have so many extra points. As long as they play it right after winning it, it would be about 100, 200, maybe even 300 points they can net themselves here. But they've got to win this fight. Starting it early, they're going to get that early advantage. The Unite move coming out, trying to even the playing fields, but it's absolute slaughter right now for Team Dive. Putting it all on to the Cinderace to try to make something happen. So with the Yawn going to take him down, and that's just like that. It's gone now. Team Park, they've got an opportunity to play it, but I think we just may have traded a ton of players. Gives Pikachu an opportunity to get back, but it's going to be hard to win a fight entirely on his own.
Yeah, Unprofit has to run away. This Zapdos is going very low. Team Park may have done it. They're running out of time, though. The rest of the members, they're coming back now. MXL, Kakshi, they're into the area with the Zapdos. You can see everyone's coming back. Out come the abilities. Out come the Unite moves. They're trying to take it down. Who's got the Zapdos? And Team Dive that comes away with the objective. The arrows pointing them home for the victory. If they can just get there. Soab trying to interrupt MXL. He's going to get frozen in mid-air as the screen buffers a bit. And he will get taken down. That is a critical interrupt from Soab. The rest of the members from Team Dive, they are scrambling for these bases. So many points in their inventory on multiple members. They just need to get there, but they are getting disrupted.
Yeah, so far struggling to break through this defense. An early goal is going to come out, though, from the jungler. The rest of these
10
points,
seconds, 50 points. They're still on first night. He's not going to get there.
No.
He's not going to get there.
I don't think
5 seconds.
Kakshi in the way regardless. That's a huge defense.
Have they done enough? That's the question. The final score. They have, despite losing out on the Zapdos, Catinator, they defend their rings, and it's Team Park going to come away with game number 1.
Wow, I'm shocked. I really, even losing the Zapdos, that just says what they've been able to do off camera on the bottom lane. We saw them constantly team fighting for it, getting tons of kills down there. And I guess the top lane really, even grabbing all the objectives, it doesn't matter if your bottom lane is absolutely popping off, and they sure did.
They absolutely did, Catinator. What a performance there after the Zapdos take from Team Park. It looked like it was trouble for them after that heroic play from Soab, after Team Dive, or excuse me, no, that was them. Excuse me. I'm mixing up my angles here. Soab with that heroic play, setting them up, but losing the Zapdos looked like it could be doom, as it can often be at the end of the game. But they found the defense that they needed. They had the clutch members come through. Kakshi being the big boy with the block in that bottom lane, and that was enough. What an exciting start to our Pokemon Unite series, Catinator. A what looked to be a throw at Zapdos that is cleaned up by Team Park to win that game.
Yeah, I hate to see it because I just wanted to see the Soav top lane play be the difference maker. I will say the difference in having Yawn and having Shield was really apparent there from both Snorlaxes. Having Soav able to Yawn his opponents, slam them down, and then grab that extra damage, even being down a level, you saw him get that nutty 2K in the top lane. But once again, Coxie with the shield is able to block off those goals, and that's the difference there. That's about 90 points that was coming towards the goal in a double point section. It would have 100% turned the game, but Coxie's there. He throws up the barricade. He says, "You're not getting in," denies the points, and ends up being the difference in winning them the game.
Absolutely is. Huge effort from Team Park in game number 1. They come away with it and now just looking to get back into our lobby for game number 2. We will throw it to a short break, but we will be right back here for more Pokemon Unite action in this best of 5. So do not go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. As my face is all dyed purple, I'm a blueberry. Nice. I do have a couple things to apologize about, as we are all still learning here about the Pokemon Unite. Team Park did not, in fact, win game 2, as we see the graphic on our board. It was Team Dive. The perspective got flipped on us during the Zapdos fight, and so we thought we were watching the other team. Team Dive did win the game. Kakshi was blocking Team Park, not his own team.
Yes.
And they are actually 2-0 due to them playing game number 1 while we were working through our production issues. So it is now game 3, and Team Dive is 2-0, looking to close out the series in a sweep.
Yeah, so as you stated, game 1 did happen off the cast. Another, I guess, probably dominant performance from Team Dive. These guys have been playing absolutely a phenomenal game. Had at least some stuff up in the air. I don't really know who won the Zapdos fight then. I think it was Team Dive, right? Okay. Yes, I believe Team Dive won it. And you know what they say, if you win Zapdos, you win the game. So no surprise there, but they really did play a fantastic game. So I was making things look good on the top lane, getting himself some Twitter clips, some clips for the next highlight movie. But highlights aren't going to win you games. Team play is, and points are.
Yep, they are. And we are going to see if Team Park can find those points. We have a little bit of a shift, I believe, as working towards that Eldegoss now, Cinderace, and the Lucario for a Toadstep in the jungle, as opposed to that Absol he was piloting last game.
Yeah, I'll switch up for Toadstep here, but I mean, once you've won 2 games, you know, sometimes you got to switch it up, make sure that the opponent doesn't catch on to you, and we'll see if it works out for him here. Just doing a little bit of camp clearing. Looks like he was going to opt for the bottom lane, deciding the top instead, as he sees the Snorlax pushed up just a little bit. This could be a huge gank from Toadstep if he plays it right, but just there a little bit too late. Might be able to catch the Snorlax out here as he overextends, but not going to dash in time. Just going to have to help farm this top camp. See him pushing it away there, so the other team can't get to the points. Gets pushed away himself, but he gets an opportunity now at this Snorlax, which should have the finish, and they are going to grab it, a chance to maybe get themselves the first goal here if they can get rid of Profit in the net. But a quick rotation comes through, stopped dead in their tracks, and we're dead even here at the start of game number 3.
Yep, still dead even as we too continue to watch Team Dive's perspective. Nicely done on the top side, but not quite enough to find a big advantage just yet. You can see First Knight and Knee also hanging around this top side as Toadstep instead moves himself down to the bottom. Some pings coming out. Doesn't look like anything quite going on. Looks like there might be a dive, though. There's a kill coming in from, I believe, Team Park, as we now flip over to Team Park's perspective. You can see Knight of Knee running down towards that bottom lane after a successful play in top side. Still don't have the timer on the Dreadnought just yet, but he's going to arrive as one of his teammates, I believe, is in trouble. You can see they're fed as we now move over to Team Dive's perspective. Toadstep just barely staying alive. He's going to go back in. He's going to knock up one, take him down, getting that shield at low HP. And it's a double kill coming over to Team Dive and Toadstep. They continue to dominate.
Those are massive, massive punches from Toadstep. They make the difference in that fight. If you've got close range opponents and you're able to get those hits, it pairs so perfectly with your Pikachu. It knocks that opponent away from the fight. The Pikachu able then to use bolts to grab that damage from range. And it's played so perfectly there. The synergy from Team Dive, immaculate. No wonder they're up 2-0.
Up 2-0 for a reason. Team Park going to need a way to fight back this objective, with Dreadnought spawning might just be the answer. You can see everyone is here hovering around this objective. We don't quite see the team fight just yet, but Toadstep is certainly on his way. Must be fine for now because his teammates letting him know he can still farm up these jungle camps. Dreadnought not low just yet. Now walking into the area, looking for the play. See Dreadnought still full HP. Everyone just hovering. They are afraid to engage.
Yeah, no wonder they're so afraid of this one. It's always who gets caught out first here. Level still pretty even, except for Toadstep. He's got so much extra level, which is so much extra damage down. Gets that first dive, trying to be careful not to get caught out here. Does manage to sneak away. Still, everybody up for both sides here. No one quite sure where they're going to go with this engagement. They're trying to keep this Dreadnought. They're not able to grab it. It actually gets stolen away by the Cinderace from Team Park, and they're headed for the hills here. They've got all they needed to do, but little do they know they're going to get punished for their actions. Every action has a consequence, and this team diving in super low, though. This fight far from over, even though one has fallen. Team Park trading it back quickly. The Cinderace stealing the goal and a kill away from this fight, and that's about where that one's going to end.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Even the evolution coming in from the Rabbitoon. Now Toadstep having to run away, going to get the health and the shielding. Goes back in. The Unite move coming out from this Cinderace. Now the Unite move from Toadstep is going to be enough. He's got a big shield trying to chase down the enemy. He'll get one. It's a 2 KO streak. He's going to head straight for the goal with 40 points. Can he get it done? No, he's interrupted. I don't think it matters. The rest of his team has cleaned up the fight, and there goes the first goal zone. Meanwhile, Soab is in the top side as we do flip over to his perspective. He takes down the counterpart to the first ring there for the likes of Team Park. And I believe, as you can see there on the screen, still a very close game because of this split push effort from Soab.
Yeah, Soab's been a menace in the top lane, really been doing his part to try to help the team out. I think if they don't have Soab doing what he's been doing in top lane, it would be an absolute wash of a series for them. They're just being able to hold on so much by this Snorlax. The work he's been doing is immaculate. Even if they end up going down in this series, you definitely can't count this guy out. He's been phenomenal so far. But what a push we saw down the bottom lane. Really, we saw Team Park get punished for playing so far forward. Speaking of punished, Soab might have a bit of a punish of himself too. He's able to yawn here, which should be able to get him away. That's perfectly used by the Snorlax. He'll get himself away. Unfortunately, this Zero of Night not going to have the opportunity to score this 40 points yet, but maybe a little bit later if they play the cards right.
Oh, I think they're trying to split here. I think they're trying to be clever. They're going straight for Rotom. This is what they want. They want that 40 points to be dumped, Catinator. They're just trying to delay at the other objective, but there is no delay coming in as we switch over to Team Dive's perspective. Nick CS going solo. He is going to fall. The Dreadnought has still not been taken as the team continues to push forward. There is no first ring, and 3 members of Team Park are down. We are back onto Team Dive's perspective. You can see everyone is up for them, and they are going to dump a ton of points into this bottom ring. I believe 70 going in, but there's that play. We talked about it. Look at the top side. There's 40-point dump the Rotom. It's free points for Team Park as Night of Me and Soab again. They are working the split push angle, but they have lost out on the Dreadnought as a punish.
Yeah, but the goal finally going to be taken down there for Team Park, securing at least something out of it. And they're not looking too bad on the bottom side either. Team Dive trying to recoup a little bit here. Going through jungle, they've got a lot of points on them still, though. And this wide open net, they managed to get Soab far enough away from the goal to finally be able to take it down. That's so unfortunate. And Team Dive finally putting resources into the top lane, punishing Soab, telling him we're sick of you, we're sick and tired of what you've been doing to us, locking us down here. They're going to go through, they catch everybody out, they win it easily, and now a chance to go down and try to start on this goal as well. A little bit of work being done for Team Park on the bottom side thanks to this Pikachu, but almost certainly not going to be enough if this team fight doesn't go their way.
Yeah, definitely not. This has been a massacre from Team Dive. They're getting so many points. Of course, they don't have a whole lot of points in their pockets around this objective, and I do believe we switch over to MXL's perspective. Doom Lasers is cleaning that one up. I believe we are still on Team Dive at the moment. We are still on Team Dive, but now we are heading over to Zapdos. Now we're switched over to Team Park's Doom Lasers. Just got a huge kill. He doesn't have his Unite move. They need this Zapdos Catinator to try to win this game. They've been very far behind Team Park, but in come the AoE abilities, a huge rest out from the enemy. Snorlax, it's taken by first Night of Knee. That is huge coming in from Team Park, and now they need to get to the goals. How many points do they have to dump? There's 46 and a goal zone going down. Doom Lasers, he's trying to get there. Emergency button not quite up. It's wide open. He's going to dump 88 points into this goal as we're in the final 2 minutes, and now we have a game on our hands, Catinator.
Team Dive, they needed a Zapdos fight. They're able to win it. Some turnaround coming through from the Lucario as well. Trying to defend this goal now is going to be almost certainly one of the most important jobs for Team Park here. If they can keep Team Dive away from the net, keep those points from getting themselves into the net, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to be able to happen for them. They got to play 4v3 onto the turret. But we see how effective this team has been in stopping pushes. Team Dive trying to get them off all the way in the spawn now. Don't even want to let them out. Trying to net these points in. You see a lot of points picked up by the 0, but if they kill enough time here, there's no way they're going to get a chance to deposit them. Some points going to be scored towards the top side turret, but not enough to take it out just yet. Oh, the dung's coming through, but it gets canceled out. No points going to get scored. Down to 30 seconds, and it's a mad dash to try to collect anything and everything.
Yeah, Team Park, they've got 30 seconds left. They have so many points in their inventories here. 23 seconds. The respawns are coming through. They're going to need to be clever. This is going to be so hard for First Knight of Need to score. He needs these 50 points. You can see Kakshi is just waiting around. The Pikachu's there to defend the goals. They're going to run a distraction play here. Knight of Knee is waiting, but I don't think Kakshi's going to be fooled. He can't get in. He can't jump the points. Will this be enough for Team Park, or will this be the sweep for Team Dive? Here come the point totals. We're on Park's perspective. I believe they've won the game in game number 3 to extend the series. Catinator, the Zapdos steal and play was enough, and they will keep themselves alive.
If you're the Snorlax there, you've got to be kicking yourself. Rested in the middle, was trying to go for the finish there, was trying to convert over the Zapdos, but just unluckily wasn't able to grab it. And from there, an absolute steamroll of points. So close for Team Dive there. They've got 40 points onto one. They've got 46 over onto the Snorlax, but just they're not able to get to the net. Coxie was doing a fantastic job of shutting it down. We saw him shut it down one game ago, but he just wasn't able to finish it up. They didn't have enough points in the bank for the points that he was denying. But this time, his point denial is not in vain. He denies those points. He keeps the game in their favor. And it was so close, too. If he doesn't deny those points, almost certainly that game goes the other way.
Absolutely. Catinator, we have had some incredibly close games, some incredibly hype games in the 2 that we've shown so far. We've got more coming for you, of course, as this is a series now. Game number 1 for Team Park to try to come back in the series. We will take a short break, but we will be right back with more Pokemon Unite. Game number 4 of this best of 5. Can Team Park keep the momentum rolling, or will Team Dive clean them up and win out on the series? Stick around to find out. We are back, everybody, and it is almost time for game number 4 between Team Dive and Team Park. I do apologize for a bit of the delay, but we had to get a sub in for Team Park. Fed had some, real life things. I guess people have those, something like that to do. So we had to bring in Harriet for Team Park, but she is here and she is ready to deliver on the momentum that Team Park has from that game number 3, Catnator.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A fantastic game from them. I believe we're going to get into the game results here. Oh, a close game. Like we're talking about, a very, very close game, but luckily that Snorlax was able to hold off the net at the very end, secure the dub for the squad. But finally, we get to see some momentum come out of Team Park after taking 2 games. Game number 2 wasn't super close for them, so to see them come back is quite impressive. Fed definitely involved in the assist department. The Wigglytuff has been very good for that matter, being able to help the squad out a little bit. But hopefully it's not too big of a deal for them not having that assist master on the squad this time around. Hopefully Harriet's able to swap in quickly, fill that role, and they can have another good game, another win perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very close game 3. It's been a pretty close series the entire time. Of course, we missed game 1 on stream, but even that score apparently was heavily influenced by Zapdos at the end of the game. So looking forward to more. And if we can see more performances like that from Doom Lasers, 10 kills, 4 assists, 113 on the collection of the Pokemon there, that is quite the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And if you watch that kill feed, I mean, he comes up absolutely huge in these games. See if he can pull it off again. You see Toastep trying to follow in his footsteps here, so he's going to switch on to a Cinderace of his own. Really, he's been doing such an excellent job on his Cinderace, shutting down, finding huge picks in the back of team fights. He has great positioning, constantly behind that tank. And then when he does come up to the top lane to help out his Snorlax, he's able to play perfectly behind that shield, gets so much damage done early, and makes all the difference.
Yeah, Toadstep has been a big deal. He's going to run right into first Knight of Knee. This might be a little bit tricky for the Cinderace. He's trying to outplay the lovely use of the dash into the bush. Will chase off first Knight there and continue his warpath down to the bottom side. His 3rd different jungler in 3 games as well. So really trying to show off some of that flexibility on top of the great team fight positioning that you were talking about.
Ain't nothing like a license pool. So many licenses on this guy, and he's able to absolutely pop off on all of them, which is super, super awesome to see. See if he can pull it off here. Looking for a little more range this game, you can see. But is he going to be able to pop off as hard as Doom Lasers has, is the question.
Yeah, that is going to be a big question. Doom Lasers back down in this bottom side for Team Park. Sticking with Toadstep, though. Both he and First Knight of Knee are around this bottom part of the map as we are still awaiting our first objective spawns. Nobody actually has died yet on our feed, so maybe a little bit of shift in momentum in this series. Maybe Team Dive not feeling as confident as they were after 2 straight wins anymore, Catnator.
Yeah, they're playing it a little more carefully. I mean, it makes sense. They've been overextending quite a bit, and it's been getting them caught out. See Team Park starting some poke onto Nick here, who is playing very, very carefully. Team Dive hasn't quite moved up as quickly. They're trying to make something happen here. Sohav, such a force for Team Park. We've seen him pop off in the top lane, still doing just that. He's almost like the bike lock, and the top lane is the bicycle. He ain't nobody cutting that thing off. You're not cracking the code. He's been so good at keeping this turret under wraps. It takes almost a whole squad, as we saw the last game. A full 5-man team fight was needed to take down Sohav. He's just been so good.
Yep, Sohav back here in the top lane where he has been such a stalwart for Team Park. We're still with Team Park as we just shifted down towards the bottom lane. Got to fight around the spawning Dreadnought now. Everybody and their mother is here. That last hit going to come over to Doom Lasers. He's getting aggressed upon. Staying alive, though. Again, he gets extra damage as he does go low with this passive, but he has to run away, get the shield, and now move back down to Dreadnought. Early positioning going to be in favor of Team Dive. There's an evolution. Will that be a differentiating factor? Kakchi trying to create a front line. He's going to go into the rest. He's getting chunked down. Going in with the Blaze Kick is Doom Lasers, but the Dreadnought's already been taken, and now you might have to run for the hills. The shields are onto Team Dive. They've already taken down one member. They are looking to attack the ring. Doom Lasers going so low. He's going to go down as our feed does cut out a bit. Coming back into Sohav in the top lane. it's still Team Park. They are still working on this split pushing strategy that we've seen them do so many times. They're going to get a lot of points, but they have lost a lot in the bottom lane, Catinator.
Yeah, Team Dive doing exactly what the name suggests, diving through towards that bottom tower, getting all the way into the flux zone. I believe they were able to secure that kill onto the Cinderace as well. They jumped so far down for it, and sometimes you really just have to before they can get away, get to the next goal to get that extra shielding or anything like that. So I'm getting caught out here, but not done just yet. That yawn so effective, used perfectly, and now he's got 2 right where he wants them. He laid the mousetrap out. They fell for it, bit the cheese, and got caught by the hammer, but luckily they are able to sneak away just in time. That is the benefit of having a Pokemon like Cinderace, who's able to move so quickly. He's able to get himself out, do some damage from behind. But little does he know, his teammates, they don't have that mobility. They're going to get taken down. That's 2 to fall, but still a chance for Team Park here as they're still on the goal. They managed to find 1 into the net, so they do get everything back. So they just lost in the bottom lane. This should be a very, very close matchup. They've got 40 points still onto the Cinderace, 27 onto the Edgegloss. They've got so many points, and it's important that they can hold on in this team fight to stay with it, but getting shut down in the jungle now. The rest are going to manage to sneak their way away, and at the very least, maybe they can put these goals in the net, but they're so quick on it here. They're shutting it down so quickly, DJ.
Yeah, they rotate just a little bit too fast. That is pretty tragic for Team Park. They had so many points sitting on them. That's where the lead was coming from. You saw the sign flash that they're struggling to keep up. Well, they had all the points. They just couldn't get them in. They get shut down. They lose half of them on one of their members, and now they're in a bad position as the Dreadnought spawns. We're already right down there. Team Dive, all 5 members are on it. The rotation coming in from Team Park is going to be slow, and that is the second objective going over to Team Dive as they look to close out the series.
Yeah, Team Dive, they really have an opportunity to take a massive advantage here, and it's currently all off of Toadstep. And we can go even a little bit earlier in this game. Toadstep choosing to jungle with the Cinderace, which got him leveled up so much faster than Doom Lasers did, which has been helping them win these team fights. He just does so much more damage when he plays from the jungle, comes down. It's almost like they've got an extra ADC on their team right now with Toadstep on the Cinderace. It actually is making such a difference, and the Zero just hasn't been able to keep up.
Yeah, Toadstep really starting to dish out the damage. A nice knockup. I'm Prophet has to flash away, emergency button away. Full engage is coming through, but Toadstep is practically untouched. Now he's going a bit low, but remember, he gets some extra damage from that Blaze passive when he does. Still dishing it out. He's not getting touched. They're going to destroy the zone, and the team fight, Team Dive, is looking so strong in this game 4.
Yeah, and that's almost certainly going to be some points to come down. It's going to be that super jump over for the Zero, but there's no shot. You're going to stop this push. Here come the points. It's raining down, but not quite. The only thing raining down is the Snorlax of Soav. He's trying to prevent any hope of these guys getting points into the goal. Toadstep, he just wants it all. He's looking for all these kills. He's going to get dove upon, though. He's yawned away. Soav will take it out. That's 5 now. A chance to turn around and get 0.0 second for the Zero. He's going to close the distance. Looking to close now onto the Slowbro, who is on the run. Should be able to get all the way out of here, but Team Dive taking a massive hit in that fight. They're going to lose points as well, but it's a question of if Team Park can finally get them into the net.
Team Park now in that top side, trying to take advantage, like you said. Interrupted there was Prophet trying to score by Swan. 50 points, though, going to come in for Knight of Knee on the bottom side of the map. Now Soav has created the space required for this ring to be attacked. Still 46 points on it, but that is a lot coming in for Team Park at a critical juncture. Now 2 minutes. It is Zapdos time, baby. They are very far behind still, but they have members with points, and they are going straight onto the objective. It's already at 50% HP as the rest comes out. Now the rest of Team Dive is arriving, trying to break it up. It's going so low. Who's going to get the objective? It's gonna be Team Park. Knight of Knee has come away with it, but can they actually get to the objective? 3 members are already dead. It's just the Eldegoss alive. 44 points come in, but they are so far away now as they respawn, and losing the fight might have lost them the game as we move to Team Dive's perspective.
Team Dive's so fortunate they've been able to win out the fight. They've been able to prevent the push towards their goal zones as they were in a fragile state. They've managed to just squeak away with this one as Team Dive now are on a little bit of a tear of their own, trying to push forward. At the very least, stall out Team Park. They don't want them to get any points here. Team Dive, they've got a significant lead, but they've got to be able to hold on to it. You see them just trying to stall out here. Toadstep, of course, trying to do a little bit of extra work. Gonna have to recall here. He's very, very low, but still the Slowbro there, taking all the damage. The Pikachu gonna fall as well. The Slowbro trying to stay alive. At the very least, just take time away from the clock. The clock ticking down now. We're under a minute to go in this one, and look how many had to commit to that chase. The only way to score for them is to come all the way down to the bottom lane or get this top lane net, but they've got to run the distance there where they're running into a Snorlax who's going to be up against them. Toadstep waiting his time, trying to think about how he's going to help this one as Team Park is on the push here. Can they win this team fight? It's got to be a huge one for them, and they've got to get points in the net. The Unite move's coming out. They're going to clear it out. The shot's onto the net,
but
is
came in
it
too early.
enough?
They're going to get a chance here. The super jump might have been a little too early. They have 10 seconds left. Can they find the space or the time? I don't think they can. Catinator, it's going to end here. And it looks like Team Dive has won it. But again, we're going to have to wait and see. Has Park done enough? We're on their perspective. No, they have not. I believe Team Dive has come away with Game 4 to win the series in 3-1 fashion.
Oh, Team Dive, they just played it perfectly. I love what Soav did there to create space, to try to win the Zapdos once again. I love his play to rest under it, avoid that damage, but it's just not enough at the end of the day. It's so unfortunate to say. I thought Team Park was going to be able to come away with the Zapdos, which was going to absolutely turn that fight, but he ends up falling. Team Dive, they end up going through, they win the fight, and just like that, they're able to hold off, stall just long enough, get it to the last 40 seconds, make Team Park really work to try to get that final push. And once they did get the final push, there just wasn't enough time. The super jumps came in perfectly. They stalled out, and an easy dub secured for Team Dive.
Yeah, as you can see here from Forgotten Turtle, Zapdos, I guess, not so OP in that Game 4. Team Park got it, but they could not get away with their lives and deposit those points. And Team Dive, over the course of the series, proves to be the better team. Of course, Team Park did have to deal with some hiccups with the tech, with the sub. They put up a valiant effort to pull one game away, but it is not enough. Knighted and Company, they are your winners here today in our inaugural Pokemon Unite series. What a way to kick it off. What a way to watch this one go down. Team Dive, your winners here today, as we will be wrapping it up with that.
We'll check out the results here real quick as we look to close. A fantastic day for both of these teams. Toadstep, we saw him shining on that Cinderace. On so many things today, we've seen him shine, just showing off. Really just a phenomenal game for all of these players, both sides of valiant effort. And we saw Team Park really start to turn it around towards the end of the series, but sometimes it's just too little too late, both in game and in series points for them, and they just don't have enough time to turn it back around in what is a quick best of 5 series, especially when you're only playing 10-minute matches. But so much potential here, DJ. This game, it's so hyped to watch. And even we've got such a great job. You got to give huge credit to Ryuki. He has been absolutely killing it on the production. He made this whole thing possible. Chat, you got to clap it up for him. This guy has been doing such a good job today and really made this event possible. But you can see the potential for this game is going to be crazy. Absolutely crazy, DJ.
It certainly is, Catinator. This has been an absolute blast today with you, with the production, with everyone in the games. What a game we have on our hands. What a future we potentially have. And what a set of players we already might be seeing, right? In any sort of future excellency league. This is what you can be looking forward to as time goes on, as the spectator client comes through. So much promise and so much excitement. But like Catinator was saying as we wrap up the stream today, give a big thank you to the production staff here at Excellency, to Ryuki Hiro in particular. This was a labor of love to bring these games to you. All of these assets that you see on the screen, all of the overlays, these were handmade throughout the week to be able to produce this without a spectator. So a massive, massive effort. And we are so happy to be on the receiving end of it and be able to hype up these matches for you because of their work. But as we do wrap up again, a big thanks to Ryuki Hiro, a big thanks to my partner Catinator 3K on the call. It was hype working with you, man, and I'm looking forward to so much more Pokemon Unite action in the future. And a big thank you to everyone out there in chat for dealing with our production issues, for dealing with some of the scuff, and for being patient. We hope you enjoyed the games. We hope you enjoyed the stream, and we hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful night.